Let's get educated. That's why we're here, to bring you the stories impacting K-12 classrooms and college campuses. It's time for a little education.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Monday. It's another week over here at Educated, and I'm still, though, Katie Petrick, and I'm joined, as always, by that guy, David Fiorazzo.
What's up?
Are you trying to be of the Gen Z? No, that's a millennial thing. What's up? What's up? You remember that?
Yeah,
all right.
That's right.
Well, again,
right.
It is still Monday, and we're going to kick everything off this week with live.
We are live.
Educated. So happy Monday, everyone who is joining us on Facebook or on Rumble. If, hey, you want to let us know, where are you from? Where are you popping in from? What time is it where you are? Hopefully no one woke up in the middle of the night to watch us. But if you did, thank you, I guess. If you want, make sure you're posting comments in the chat. We are going to take a look at all of them. Hit that like button. Take a moment. If you could share this program, that would also help us reach more people. It'd be very, very nice of you to do. Now, before we kick things off, David.
Yes.
I want to have you kick things off with what did you kick off today? Kicking off the week for the kicking of the kickoff on Worldview Matters.
It's interesting you mentioned getting up early, depending on where you're at in the world. Well, today I had an Australian pastor. He got up very, very at a really bizarre time to film with us. His name is Dean Dwyer, and the program was called Demonic Enemies of God, the Bible, and Israel. So check out our show on worldviewmatters.tv with Pastor Dean Dwyer that was aired this morning at 8 a.m. And it's on freedomproject.com. It's on worldviewmatters.tv. I also want to encourage you to subscribe, please, and share Worldview Matters. It goes by fast. A lot of informative guests and great. This is Pastor Week.
So, Pastor Week.
Really?
So instead of having nightmares, he was awake when he would normally be having nightmares to talk about demonic stuff.
He was awake,
okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Quite fascinating.
Yeah. And by the way, interesting you say that because he's one of the pastors that is awake, that gets it. Biblical worldview, preaching the whole counsel of God, not ashamed of the gospel.
Awesome.
There's a lot of pastors that are woke but not awake in America, sadly.
All asleep. All right, well, let's talk about how you could get put to sleep when we have a 19-year-old in Texas who's playing the victim card after he was the one filmed sucker punching people, putting them to sleep kind of, boom, in the park simply because, he wanted to punch them out and then share the video on social media. That's, when we talk about TikTok trends and all these trends that the kids are doing, this is the dumb, I guess is the only way to put it. The dumb that they are doing, David.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of these sad stories and disturbing news stories in New York and other places, in inner cities. It's almost always inner cities, that kids go around, blindsiding people and sucker punching, seriously causing concussions or knocking people out. Anyway, so this young man, he's 19 years old, says he clobbered unsuspecting victims on video. Why? For social media likes, Katie. So this is definitely a TikTok culture, social media culture. And he says that all you see is the bad part about it. So we're going to come back and talk about this. Again, we've heard about this. It's not a good idea to give kids ideas like this, but let's watch and we'll listen to what he says. We'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Not far from peaceful Wortham Park, where he's accused of randomly punching strangers.
Do you regret it?
Yes, I do.
19-year-old Alfred Lewis spoke with me about how he feels about it now.
I just made a mistake, and everybody makes mistakes.
This is the video in question, first shared with KHOU 11 via the Nextdoor app. In it, you can clearly see Lewis striking a man in the head from behind before he turns around in shock.
I know, from the video, all you see is, the bad part about it, but what people didn't see was that I shook his hand after and how I had gave the man a hug.
That is something we cannot verify, nor can we confirm that another man seen in the video getting punched and grabbed later left on good terms, according to Lewis.
I really didn't expect for it to just go so left,
I told Lewis that law enforcement is investigating the incident, something his mother and father were also aware of.
And your mom's probably disappointed.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so I'll say one thing, give the kid credit, because it seems like he is sincere in saying, yeah, it was a bad move. That was, not a smart thing to do. But he says, well, they didn't see the good part about it, where after I tried to knock someone out, I shook their hand. Katie, that's the good part.
Everything's okay now.
Oh.
Everything's
But
perfectly okay.
he got these ideas from other social media and some news stories where other kids were doing this and literally knocking people out. I mean, I've seen women being knocked out, and it's just so sad. It does make you mad a little bit, because you're seeing this innocent people, I mean, for thrills. And this is our society today.
And this is not at all like a surprise to what's been happening over years and years. Ever since social media became like the only place to live their lives, is through the social media and what's been popular and what's trending and what I have to replicate now, whether it's self-harm via Tide Pod eating challenge or cinnamon eating challenge, or now taking innocent people who are just walking down a sidewalk, like now getting them involved. And so it's good that he is showing some remorse, some regret for what he did. However, if he isn't charged and actually paying real consequences, not the, oh, look it, I wanted to do this for social media likes and now I'm on the news. Look at me. I'm getting more screen time.
There we go.
So he needs to actually pay some sort of consequences.
Yeah. So I want to shout out to some friends who are watching on Freedom Project media page, the FreedomProject.com, on Facebook Live. Lorna, appreciate you. Good to see you again this week. Kirk is from Kentucky. Hi, Dennis. And let's see who else. Marilyn, good morning from Australia. Marilyn, hope you watched Pastor Dean Dwyer from Australia. He was the pastor we had on Worldview Matters today. Maddie, hey. Maddie says this young man needs to go to jail. I don't care if he's sorry. He attacked innocent people for pleasure, which is true. Good comment, Maddie. And also Dave says jail. People go to jail for hurting animals. If this walks, that's a crime. Wake up, America. I'm not sure if I read that right. And then from Texas, Donna chimed in, said good morning. But yeah, you know what, Katie, I hate to do this, but a lot of these cases in the inner cities you see are a black person hitting a white person. If the roles were reversed, I'm not sure the public or the media or the police would handle it the same way.
That's a fact check, verifiable truth. That is, you can statistically speaking, yes, you can absolutely say that.
But it is an assault. It is an assault on other people.
And here's the other thing to remember. We keep calling him a kid. He's 19.
That's true.
He's not technically a kid. And I know we've been doing this more and more as the years, the decades have gone by. We think 26-year-olds are kids. We think 32-year-olds are kids. When do you stop becoming a kid?
Well, you're just a kid, Katie.
I'm not, but thank you. My youthful looks. But he's an adult. 19.
So so the comments we want to hear from you if you're watching this live or later on. What do you think about these stories? Are they getting these ideas from other kids on social media? Kids, young people, whatever. And they're just learning some really bad games, bad habits, bad ideas. And by the way, ideas have consequences, and bad ones have bad consequences. We have to move on. Katie, the next story. There's a school bus driver in Alabama allegedly had a blood alcohol level of 0.33 while dropping off a busload of kids. Katie, we did one on this recently, a couple of weeks ago, where a woman had cancer.
Yep. And
she
was on chemo, and she didn't know a White Claw.
Energy drink.
White Claw.
She thought it was an energy drink.
She thought it was, yes.
And a White Claw is like a wine cooler or
basically
something?
like a wine cooler.
Okay, this is a different situation where a substitute school bus driver in Alabama has been fired from the district and criminally charged, and their blood alcohol level, or his, was more than 4 times the legal limit while driving, and he's 46 years old. James Chaney. So let's watch this video. We'll come back. We'll talk about it.
Outraged parents in Clark County tonight after finding out a school bus driver was allegedly taking students home from school under the influence. Jackson Police Chief Jerry Taylor says one of his sergeants confronted James Chaney last Tuesday outside Jackson Middle School when a parent called in and reported him. The chief says the sergeant gave him a breath test and he failed.
He administered several field sobriety tests, and as a result, the driver was arrested for driving under the influence. The driver consented to a breath test to determine his blood alcohol level, and his level was determined to be 0.33.
Chief Taylor says the legal limit to operate a bus is 0.02, but in Chaney's case, the limit is 0 since children were on board. News One parent says she would be furious to hear.
I would be enraged for somebody to put my children in that kind of danger, but I mean, he could have hurt others too, driving a vehicle that big, so it's just scary.
Chief Taylor says Chaney had finished up his bus route for the day when the sergeant encountered him, so all the children had been dropped off. He says instances like this should never happen.
Naturally, driving under the influence of alcohol at any time is an egregious violation due to the number of injuries and deaths, accidents caused, but especially when you're operating a school bus filled with school children under the influence of alcohol. In my opinion, that just takes it to the next level.
So before we continue on talk about this, Katie, I want to get your take over on Rumble, where we are also live on Rumble and Facebook Live, Freedom Project on the page there. Fred from Ohio says about the last story, what good part of that happened, what he's doing is a felony. So hi to Fred and Shaggy Hulk, and also Tracy now on Facebook Live. Says, we had a drunk driver as a bus driver when I was in high school. This isn't anything new. And now you're 58. You're just a youngster, Tracy.
Very nice.
Thanks
very
for
nice.
watching, though.
Very nice. Can I just say?
Yes.
Those of you in the South.
Let it out. Let it rip.
Just so kind and calm. It's just so, it's refreshing to just hear someone who speaks so just calmly. Even though we were talking about a bad story right there, he was speaking very calmly, and it soothed me. But 0.33, that's insanity to me. And we live in Wisconsin, which is like everyone drinks. I don't, but David, you don't drink either. Okay, we're 0 for 2 on set here, but outside of this studio, we have Wisconsin. It has a lot of people who drink a lot, but 0.33, that's just insane. Why would...
So it's 4 times the...
Well, 0.08 up here is allowed for us, but for children being involved, it's 0, nil. I remember there being a story many, many years ago about, what's the breath freshener stuff you drink? Mouthwash. Just a mouthwash.
Listerine?
Listerine, yeah. There was it was an art teacher. I remember there was like a big hullabaloo, but 0.33 drinking on the top. Why are you doing that? Now, to Tracy's point, the actual superintendent, Ashley Flowers, issued a statement which made me think of this is nothing new. This is going to happen again. She said, I want to assure members of the school community that student safety and security is the school system's highest priority. I also encourage you to report any similar issues to law enforcement or the Board of Education in the future, as if there will be a future incident of this.
So,
Insane.
Katie, this is probably not an isolated case, but it's one of those where he probably did something, swerved or did something and got caught. But it's sad,
well, you could probably smell him at that point, couldn't you?
Well, do parents get on the bus?
No, the teenager texting.
Okay, yeah, I guess. Depending on what,
see?
who he was picking up and who he was driving. But yeah, this is sad.
Insane in the membrane.
Oh, I want to say Bob over on the Facebook Live page says, it makes me sick to see what's going on today at school. I was an overachiever in school. Read the Encyclopedia Britannica?
People don't even know what that is anymore.
Bob, wow. Cover to cover.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice
we've
job, Bob.
got it. Yeah.
I like it.
So things go by fast today. Still to come, though, have you ever been to a restaurant where kids at a neighboring table are being a little rowdy? They're misbehaving. Where are the parents? One Georgia restaurant has made it clear if your kids act up, you're going to pay. Literally, they're going to charge you more. We're back in 30 seconds.
Today's show is sponsored by our friends at MyPillow. Save up to 66% on pristine quality bedding, towels, slippers, signature pillows, and much more when you use the code EDUCATED. That's EDUCATED. Educated. Support this show and a great American company.
It is just another Manic Monday, but it can be a Magic Monday if you are like me and you enjoy just a little boost of energy, an all-natural boost of energy. Because, you know, around us every day, it feels like the world is just crashing down. And maybe you're watching Educated here with us, and then, you feel even more like the world is crashing down. But hey, if you have some magic on your mind, you take a little a boost of energy here by a product called Magic Mind, then you can actually feel like the weight is just lifted a bit. So it is actually magic for your mind. And what's so awesome about it is I drink just one on the daily. It's energy boosting. It has nootropics, and it helps keep me focused. And as you all know around here, I'm a mom, 2 toddlers, got them both. One just had a birthday. And so I need a jolt of energy and focus. That doesn't mean that I have to, drink coffee all day, because then I'll have to do other things if I do that. So anyway, I have a morning cup of joe, and then I have my Magic Mind, and I'm all set. And I want you to get it too. So go get yourself some today. Start feeling better, thinking better, and just being better. And right now, save that 20% when you go to magicmind.com. Use the code EDUCATED20. And again, that's magicmind.com. Use the code EDUCATED20. Take a sip of Magic Mind and get after it. And we're going to get after it on to the next story.
Wait a second. Can I just chime in here real quick and say something?
Yes, you can.
To Lorna, who's watching on Facebook Live. You had me at homemade zucchini loaf.
What is happening over on Facebook?
Zucchini bread?
Yeah, what is happening over on Facebook though? You're talking about zucchini.
Yeah, okay. I just had to.
Zucchini loaf.
I guess I'm hungry.
Yeah, you probably are. Well, speaking of being hungry, you
there
may
we
want to
go
to
nice
this
segue.
restaurant. Nice job. There's a restaurant that you too can go to if you want to maybe see parents having to pay more money if their kids are rowdy. It seems like an interesting story, and it kind of is. So I want to know your opinions on this one. If you are at a restaurant and you see rowdy children, do you think the parents should have to pay more money for the rowdy children?
Depends
being
on
rowdy?
the level of rowdiness.
Well, yeah, okay. All I'm saying, there's a Georgia restaurant. They're trying to make some money or something for this. I don't know why they're doing this, but it's not on their food or drinks, but for bad parenting, they are going to charge $50. It says it actually on their menu. It's the Toccoa Riverside Restaurant. They're serving up steak and the good old American food, but they also have that $50 fee if you, as an adult, are unable to parent your children.
Or control
Let's just take
your
a look.
kids.
Let's just see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I've never left a review in my life of a business. When I left there, we were leaving reviews.
Brian Garciolo is still in disbelief after what he calls a nightmare experience at Toccoa Riverside Restaurant in Blue Ridge. The restaurant now gaining national attention for one-star reviews left by Garciolo's friends online, who say the restaurant wanted them to pay extra for bad parenting.
He basically said he has raised his children. He's not going to raise ours.
Garciolo, a restaurant owner who lives in Central Florida, says 5 families, including his own, visited the restaurant on vacation with 11 children, all under the age of 8. After finishing their meal, Garciolo says someone from the restaurant made a surprise visit to their table, saying the group should pay a parent surcharge. The fee is listed on the restaurant's menu, next to $3 signs and the words unable to parent. Garciolo says he thought it was a joke. The restaurant says they never charged Garciolo and the others the fee, but they told us the group had to be, quote, really bad for them to bring it up at all. A representative for the restaurant went on to say there's nothing wrong with kids and families coming to the restaurant, but kids running wild through the dining room isn't parenting.
I want to say over on Rumble, I want to thank Fred from Ohio for his comment. Paying more for misbehaving kids. Love it. Higher rates for parents who don't control their kids. But do I understand this story correctly, Katie, that they didn't actually charge them, but they went over and said, hey, this is our policy. They have it all laid out, even if you have separate checks. That's a upcharge for separate check. It's very interesting.
So, okay, as a mom, again, of toddlers, I don't place myself in those situations where my kids, could get unruly because they're toddlers and I don't want to interrupt everyone else's dinner. It's too much stress we'll just eat at home until they're a little bit older, maybe. But apparently it didn't say on the menu, it says the dollar signs, but they were saying $50 according to our story.
Yeah.
So if you look at the rest of everything in that menu right there, gratuity, 18%, parties over 6, that's standard. Okay. If you share with someone, it's a $3
parties
charge.
Over 6.
It sounds like this is the vibe of the restaurant is they take very seriously who they want to serve, how they want to serve things, and what's the way to do things.
Yeah, and for other customers, other
Correct.
people who are there enjoying a dining experience, they want to make it as,
And there's also another part
pleasant.
where it says on the menu, we didn't have it on there, but the menu prices are actually only if you pay cash. So it's like, $18 for this, $26 for that. There's a lot of fish on that menu. I looked at it. And you have a 3.5% addition for credit cards. So it's not the nickel and diming, but it kind of felt a little nickel and diming when I just looked at the menu, me personally.
So Katie, what do you think about this comment over on Facebook Live from Maddie saying, I would prefer if they were asked to leave. Even if they pay more, that doesn't eliminate the issue for other patrons. When I go to dinner, I don't want to have to deal with other people's unruly kids.
No one does. And honestly, here's the deal. For the most part, us parents, we don't want you to have to deal with it. We are I am very observant as to what's going on around. So I don't want you as a patron to have to deal with that. So you can eliminate yourself out of that situation. But we have to go to break right now because we need to warm up, get ourselves all ready for Babylon Bee headlines, which are coming up next.
If you have a smartphone, tablet, Roku, or Apple TV, consider downloading the FreedomProject Media app. It's 100% free and includes all of our weekly shows, plus lecture series, archive programs, and award-winning animated videos for families like the Presidential Minute, Battles of America, and Heroes of the West. Don't rely on the social media giants to keep you informed. Simply download the Freedom Project Media app from your app store and allow notifications. And we'll let you know when a new video is ready.
Okay, let me put my glasses on here. Before we wrap this up for the day, let's take a look at everyone's favorite satire site, the awesome Babylon Bee.
Here are this week's top 5 Babylon Bee headlines.
Okay, as always, we picked our favorite headlines. Katie Petrick has not seen any of them. We will get her authentic reactions. And we want your reaction too. Be quick and immediate because there might be a little delay here on Facebook Live or Rumble Live. But let's see which one should be named Queen of the Hive. Let's start with this headline. I wouldn't have gone along with the Nazis in 1939, says college student at Kill the Jews rally. Next, we may never know exactly what Hamas wants, says reporter in front of Hamas holding Exterminate Jews from Existence banner. That's the media though, right? Next, DC parents warn trick-or-treaters to avoid big house where creepy old man lives. Next, that was the first LOL we got from Katie Petrick, ladies and gentlemen. Next, Secret Service mistakenly spend 4 hours protecting Halloween butler decoration. And finally, colleagues compliment John Fetterman on his excellent Frankenstein costume. Oh,
yes.
Katie.
Accurate.
All right.
That's too accurate.
Which one's the best in your opinion?
Oh, you can't put a best
number 1,
on.
number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5. And
Number
please
2
vote
is
if you're at home.
they-
Vote.
Okay, hold on. Let's look at the screen again. I like it when it goes into like talking about cultural things like trick or treating and all of that. But Fetterman, that's too easy.
Yeah.
It is perfect though. But number 3. Number 3 goes with number 4, but number 3, as a kid, you were always, stay away from that house.
Creepy
There's
old
a creepy
man.
old man who lives there.
Who are they talking? Oh, Joe
I don't
Biden.
know. I don't know who they're
Biden.
talking about.
All
I don't
right.
know at all.
Biden's creepy. All right. Well,
What do you think? Yeah.
My favorite since I started writing and blogging many, many years ago because of the liberal Democrat Marxist media bias in America and around the world, I got to go with number 2.
Number 2.
So
That's
a
so
reporter,
spot on.
understand this is
Yeah.
a news reporter saying, we may never know what Hamas wants. And there's a banner, there's a,
Right
you
there.
know, right behind him saying, exterminate Jews from existence. And that's, friends, that's a little too close to the truth. And that's what the satire, that's what's great about the Babylon Bee. You know, it's, wow, they hit some of these spot on.
Well, I just thought number 2, I thought that was the real headline. That's the thing. That should be the indicator. When you read the headline and you're like, oh, wow, oh, wait, that was Babylon Bee. Like, that means they hit it spot on because... Yep, that probably is the headline they would put out.
It reminds me of the media reporting on Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation destroying, cities and buildings and police precincts in America and burning things up and saying, oh, they're mostly peaceful protests.
They're mostly peaceful protests.
Yeah, mostly peaceful.
The world is
Their
burning.
intentions are
good. And that's Leslie
Jeez.
Nielsen. Nothing to see here. The big fire. Nothing to see here.
Yeah. Was that from Airplane or something
Airplane.
else?
It's one of the Leslie's movies.
Anyway.
It might be Airplane.
Well, that's going to wrap up our top headlines of the week. More satire next time.
All right. Well, we're all done here with our live episode on Facebook, on Rumble, wherever you are watching us right now. But that's all we got for Educated for the day. Now, if, of course, you enjoy what we're putting out here, our content, if you could please consider subscribing to our audio podcast and the weekly media blast. Now, we will send you but just one email every Friday that contains the top stories of the week. Simply go to stayeducated.org. And, of course, we'll be back again tomorrow with another episode. And we'll be back with Educated Live next Monday.
So live every Monday.
Every Monday, 12 p.m. Central Time.
Got it. Look at that.
On the Facebook and the Rumble. Now, for David and myself, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting what we do. Until next time, stay educated.